music can be such a powerful medium in our lives. It can be something that can be used for bad, but it can surely, most definitely, be used for good. And I think music is something that sometimes when I hear certain songs, like when I was visiting my brother, he has Sirius Radio. And, I kind of get tired of the radio stations around here. And he was listening to some old music. And when the music came on, it was, the radio stations seemed to play the same thing over and over again. And it was music that I hadn't heard since I was a kid, like 60s music, 70s music, and it just, I haven't heard this for so long. And you'd start to sing along and and it immediately brings you back to where you were when that song was important to you. And I heard that over and over again when I was there and thinking, and I even said it to my brother, I said, isn't it amazing how just a couple words of a song or a tune can immediately take you back to a time or a place, what you were doing. I heard songs that I remember dancing to the first guy that I had a crush on when I was 12 years old, and thinking, oh my gosh, feeling those those feelings again. And I just was shocked. I think it's such a powerful thing. I think music can do that better than anything else can. Sometimes smells and tastes and things like that will bring you back. But I think, sometimes you'll hear music that makes you sad. Like we moved when I was 13 to a place that I didn't have any friends, and I'd had all these friends and I'd known them for so long. They'd lived in the same place for so long. And I just was so homesick all the time. And I remembered listening to this one record over and over again because it reminded me of all of my friends back home. And I heard one of those songs when I was at my brother's at that time, and thinking, wow, I remember how homesick I was when I would listen to this song, and I would cry because I missed my friends. And just, I don't know. I think we need to be so careful with music in what we listen to and what our kids listen to, because it can have a great help, but it can also be something that, is not always uplifting. So I've, hoped my kids have done really well as far as that goes. But I was talking to my daughter about it not too recently about the same thing, and she agreed that sometimes when you're scared or feeling out of sorts, I don't know, sometimes it's nice just to hum a hymn. Or I love the primary children's music because it's catchy, it's short, it kind of makes me feel happy again. And I've got a couple, that I kind of, I don't know why the one that always comes to my mind is about genealogy. Of course, I think they've changed the words a little bit from when I used to learn it when my kids were little. But it's just a happy, happy song. And so when I find sometimes that I'm feeling kind of, down or dreary, or I just need to pick me up, or sometimes when I'm feeling like depression or feeling, I try to put some music on that will lift me up, because it always make me feel better. Always, and it doesn't have to be the same type of music. It can be classical music. It can be music. I remember my mom and dad listened to Lawrence Welk when I was young. I can still listen to Lawrence Welk and feel pleasant. It's just a nice, and one other thing I was thinking about is, when I was thinking about Lawrence Welk, my mom watched it a lot, and I don't know, at the VA, they would always sing a song. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that all your dreams come true. And now, till we meet again, adios, au revoir, we'll meet again, good night. And that was just always in my mind. And so when my kids were little, I would sing that to them once in a while when they would go to bed. And it wasn't something that I sang all the time, but it was just kind of on special little things when I was feeling kind of sentimental or whatever. And when I dropped my oldest daughter off at college, she was so sad, and she was so nervous about being left alone so far away and not knowing anybody, and I kind of had to peel her off of me as she was sobbing and begging me not to leave her. And so I was trying to be strong, and I left and went on my way trying to get home, and as we lived way states away. And that's kind of when cell phones were first coming out, and she had her own cell phone. And about a week later, I think she was kind of homesick, and I knew she was in class, and so I called her cell phone and sang that to her on her voicemail. And she called, cried. She said that made her feel so good, and so she said, I saved that message, and I listen to it every night before I go to bed. And she said, it just makes me feel warm and safe and loved, and and that was just another thing that I thought, it's just a simple little song. And when she had her son, she would sing it to him at night when she was an infant. And before he could really talk, when it was time for bed, he'd say, au revoir, au revoir. And he couldn't even say bed or night night. He would say, au revoir, au revoir. And so she's passing that down to her little boys, and she sings that to them when they go to bed. And so I just thought, what a cute little song, but a powerful song that brings back safety or warmth or love or comfort or, whatever it is. I just think, and I think every family has those little songs, before TVs and DVDs in cars, we used to sing songs on trips with our kids. And my husband, I don't know, I'm not good at making up songs myself. I have to learn songs so I can sing lower. I'm not that creative, I guess. But his dad would play the harmonica when they were little, and he taught them all these crazy little camp songs and made up songs. Kim can make up songs, and he would teach our kids. And we still, even sometimes as adults, when we're in the car together, we'll start singing some of those crazy little songs. And she actually taught one of her little boys who was singing it for me when he was here a couple months ago. And I thought, oh, no, not that song again. But it still brings back happy memories of, when they were kids. So I don't know. I love music. I have the music on usually all the time when I'm in the car. I like to listen to very upbeat music when I'm cleaning my house, because I seem to get it done in twice the time, because I seem to have more pep and more energy. I don't know. I'm a music lover of all kinds of music. Like I say, I just think it's a very powerful medium that we have at our disposal, and that we need to remember to use it more. I think sometimes people get busy and they don't want to, they don't want that noise around. But I could have music around all the time and be so happy. I don't know. It makes me happy to be around music.